Okay, so just before 6:40 this morning, an 85-year-old male pedestrian was crossing Darley Road at Paradise when he was struck by a vehicle. That vehicle failed to stop at the scene. There are a number of other vehicles within the vicinity at the same time, and we believe they failed to stop as well to render any assistance. The 85-year-old male was treated at the scene by ambulance before being taken to the Royal Adelaide Hospital, where he remains in a serious condition with some serious injuries. The vehicles that were travelling north on Darley Road were travelling with the green light. We believe that the 85-year-old male pedestrian, due to his age, had failed to cross the road, unfortunately, in time before the vehicles moved off. The driver of the vehicle that collided with the male pedestrian would know that a collision occurred. The front of the vehicle collided directly with the pedestrian, and the pedestrian was thrown out the way of the vehicle. We ask that the driver of the vehicle that collided with the pedestrian come forward and speak to police about the incident. We ask that any other witnesses or anyone that may have any knowledge in regards to the collision, or any other drivers that were in the vicinity at the time of the collision, also come forward to police and contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. It's disappointing to police that, considering the age of the pedestrian involved and the circumstances, that the driver hasn't come forward to police, and that we haven't received any more information in regards to trying to locate that driver or the vehicle. One person has come forward to police, a witness, and they've provided some dash cam footage to the major crash investigators, and that is assisting police with their investigation. I'll take some questions in regards to that now.
How long did it take someone to actually help, do you know, and how long did it take them to be helped?
There were some people that attended to the male pedestrian shortly after the collision. They were seen to stop their cars and run across the road to assist.
But there was multiple cars that passed him first without stopping?
There is some footage that police have released, that we will release, in regards to the collision. Within that footage, there are a number of vehicles seen within the vicinity of the collision scene at the time of the collision. We ask that those drivers or passengers within those vehicles, or anyone who may recognise those vehicles, contact police so that major crash investigators can speak to them in the hope of assisting in the investigation.
The car who hit the elderly man would have damage, of course. Can you take us through what people should maybe look out for in regards to the white car that hit the man?
The vehicle that hit the 85-year-old male pedestrian, we don't know what sort of damage that would have, but considering the footage that we have in relation to the collision, we would assume that there would be collision damage. But what we can say is that the driver of that vehicle would know that they were involved in a collision with a pedestrian, and we ask that driver to come forward.
Given the vision that you have, do you anticipate that it will be quite possible to identify this vehicle and therefore who owns it and find the driver?
Investigations are still continuing in relation to identifying the vehicle involved, and once that vehicle is identified, then that will lead to other avenues of investigation.
What kind of vehicle do you think it is? It looks like a fairly distinctive car just from the very short vision. Do you know what sort of car you're looking for?
So investigations are still taking place into trying to identify the exact make and model of that vehicle, and then that will lead to further avenues of investigation.
What has the dash cam shed light on? What is that kind of showing you?
The witness that has come forward in regards to providing their dash cam to police, that shows some footage after the crash. It doesn't show the actual collision. And we ask that anyone who may have been driving in the vicinity of the collision scene, or who may have been driving at the time of the collision or saw the collision, to come forward and speak to police. We ask those drivers to check their dash cams, and if they do have any footage, to contact police in regards to that.
The car that was stationary at the lights in that vision, do you believe that the driver would have seen something, or is it possible that they were sort of so far in their own little world that they didn't even know that a collision had occurred before they took off?
I think that's too hard to say.
Do you have an update on Fernand's condition?
Yep. So